It's Carl Amerson with Midlo Armament here out another beautiful range day. Got quite the spread, but for today we brought out the brand new Israeli Weapon Industries Tavor TS12. This is a bullpup style 12 gauge shotgun, fits 15+1. Now you have these 3 tubes here that all fit 5 rounds of 2 3/4 inch shells, or a total of, you'll have 12+1 with 3-inch shells. So this is a crazy ass gun, fully semi-auto and all that. Now to lock the bolt to the rears, right now you can just keep cycling it back and forth, or it is empty, so you have to squeeze the trigger and now to lock it to the rear. So that signifies that would be the last round. Now as you rotate these tubes by pressing this button here, which is up front, it's completely ambidextrous as well. So you can hit this, rotate it, and it'll automatically chamber around when the bolt is locked to the rear. So I will demonstrate by loading it, which you can load both sides at the same time. You load it through this port here, or on the right side through this port here. So you take 2 rounds. Now this might be a little bit slower, but you can literally load 2 rounds at the same time. But do it a little bit faster. Just do a side at a time. So now, as we have the bolt locked to the rear, as we rotate it, automatically chambers around, which is pretty fucking badass, in my opinion. So, and then you just load the other tube that was empty. You're ready to rock. Now, you fire it as fast as you want to. Recoil, there's no sights on it, but it's a shotgun. I mean, you're not doing precision shooting with this. This is literally the ultimate tactical defend your house weapon. We are out. That was 15 rounds of 12 gauge in less than 10 seconds. I mean, if somebody breaks into your house, you can literally shoot them in half if you wanted to. I'm not advocating for that, but what you do with your weapons is up to you. But if I had this for a home defense, I would have this in double odd buck, or maybe a couple of rifled slugs, because it'll shoot those too. Or you put some magnum rounds through it, or whatever. This is a badass gun that just, it looks like something out of Halo. I don't know if some people are, you know, into video games and shit, but yeah, this looks like a space age gun. And what's really cool about this, so you can unscrew this here, and you now have, it's threaded for a suppressor. And what's really cool, so you got that off, you can pull this, and it has an adjustable gas block. So you put your suppressor on, you rotate that is now in the high pressure setting. You got to feed it back through the rail. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, there we go. Got to line it up, and then you just twist your suppressor on and you're ready to go. Or you just put this bad boy back on. Granted, we did have this in the suppressor setting earlier, and it did not cycle correctly because, you know, you had less pressure going through. But again, you know, you don't want to do it in suppressed applications because, you know, as you're clearing a house or a room or something, it's obviously going to make it a lot longer, which is why IWI decided to come through with this design of the bullpup style, because it's shorter, it's easier to maneuver. Yeah, there we go. Spin all that shit back on. And if you wanted to, oh shit, I'm out, throw it in, lock it back. There you go, you're ready to roll, right? So, we currently sell this on Midlo Armament's website. However, it is very hard to get a hold of. So if you want one, you have to contact me and I could put you on the short list in order to get one. This one I snagged through one of my distributors. It was their only one they got. So these are pretty limited, but my God, is it worth it. So if you like it, contact me and I'll set you up. So the way that I'm going to be doing my weapon reviews from now on is through a series of 10 categories that I'm going to rate them 1 to 10. I emulated this off of Doug DeMuro, who is an amazing car guy. I love all of his videos. I love cars, and he just helps add to it. So go check out his channel. Anyways, so my 10 categories are going to be opinionated. Everything's opinionated, whether you have a categories or whatever. These are just my opinions. You can differ from them. It's okay. We can discuss it. It's fine. If you like something more than me, great. If you hate it more than me, great. This is what it is. That's life. It's people. It's what makes the world go round. But in my 10 categories, I'm going to list them from the most important to least important, in my opinion. So I'm also going to explain them. The first category, reliability. How many rounds do I shoot until I come across an issue? Whether it's failure to feed, failure to fire, failure to eject, stovepiping, double feed, whatever. Next one is accuracy. Now, I'm not some Marine Corps recon sniper. Like, I've never gone through that. I don't belly crawl 6 miles to take somebody out on the president's orders. I was an expert rifleman 5 years straight. Now, out of the 7 years that I was active duty, those 2 years that I didn't qualify for the range is because I was deployed or I was getting out, so it was pointless. So I'm going to be gauging this off of how well does it shoot by MOA, or measurements of angle. So I'm going to try to keep it consistent with the ammo, because I know that makes a huge difference too. I'm going to try to continue it with Federal or something along those lines, or maybe Hornady. That way you can see that, hey, yes, this gun is consistent at 100 yards or whatever. Now I'm going to be doing that based off of what kind of gun I'm shooting. I'm not going to shoot a 338 Lapua 20 yards away. That's stupid. I'm going to be shooting that 500, maybe further. I got a 1,200 yard range out by me that if I come across a gun like that, I will be shooting it that far. But then again, I'm also not going to be shooting a pistol at 1,200 yards. That's going to be anywhere close. That's what you want with a pistol. So 50 yards or less. Now, the next one is concealability. How easy are you able to hide this for concealed carry? Now, there are some guns you're not going to be able to conceal it. You're not going to be able to do that for rifles. Rifles, like big rifles, whether you get a Barrett 50 cal, you can't conceal it. It's obviously going to be a 1. But then again, that's kind of a gun that you have and you hold it. Not a whole lot of people are going to want to mess with you. The next one is maneuverability. How easy can you manipulate that weapon in tight spaces? How easy are you to get that thing around a corner so you can breach a house, or so not just breach a room, but you can clear your house, you can clear rooms, you have a home intruder, and you need to go room to room to get that guy out of there. How easy is it for you to manipulate that weapon? That's maneuverability. Now, the next one is recoil. So I'm going to be comparing the same weapons in the same category of the same calibers. Obviously, I'm not going to be comparing the recoil of a 338 Lapua to a 22 long rifle. Same way I'm not going to be comparing a 357 Magnum to a 9mm. That's not how this is going to work. This is going to be how well I think that weapon mitigates that recoil with the muzzle rise, getting back on target, that sort of thing. The next one is practicality. Is this something you're going to actually use? Is this something that you're going to use for its intended purpose? Is this something you're going to go out and train with? Or is it just a conversation piece? Is it just a range gun that you take out once a year because either the ammo's expensive, hard to come by, or you bought it because it looks pretty and you don't want to mess with it? The next one is options. Now, this one is going to be manufacturer options. So, can you get it in a different barrel length? Can you get it in a different color? And a different slide options. You know, Smith & Wesson has amazing options for a lot of their guns in the same category. So you can get a Shield. You can get a Shield 2.0. You can get the new Shield, I think it's called the Marksman package or something like that. So what are the manufacturer options? Are they great? Next one is modification. How big is the aftermarket parts community for this weapon? Obviously, ARs and Glocks, they got that down 100%. Those are probably going to end up getting 10s. But, you know, this one is going to be kind of biased. I'm not a Glock fanboy. I'm not an AR fanboy. But the modification categories on here, to be able to modify that weapon to the shooter's personal taste, or is it going to help you, you know, mitigate that recoil? Is it going to help you maneuver that weapon better? That's what modification is going to be. Affordability. Now, this is going to be my highest opinion. Do you get a huge bang for your buck? Is it worth it? So that's going to be my opinion. Is this gun worth buying to protect your life, your loved one's lives, your house, your property with? Is that what this weapon is going to be affordable for? Now, design aesthetics is the last category. This one is just going to be, is it cool? That's it. Do I think it looks cool? Yes or no? So that one, I think it's still going to be rated 1 to 10. Obviously, ARs, like your run-of-the-mill type things, tastes change over time. When I first got the M16A2, I thought it was ugly. Now I kind of got sort of an affinity for them. So that's what my categories are going to be. Now for the scoring of the IWI Tavor TS12. The reliability, I gave a 9. There were some growing pains, but after we figured it all out, we didn't have any issues or problems with feeding or ejection or stuff like that. Now, the problems that we did run into when we first unboxed it, started putting rounds through it after oiling it up. Now, you have to hold this thing tight and you have to figure out how that rotating mag tubes actually work. Do not continue to hold down the mag tube release button. Just press it until it rotates, then let it go and let it pop in. If you don't do that, you're not going to get it to accurately feed. So that gets a 9. Accuracy. Now this is a shotgun. You're not going to be accurately putting rounds down range at 100 yards. I'm giving it a 6, and that's being pretty generous for shotguns. This isn't a competition shooter. This is mainly up close and personal. Put some buckshot in it, let them fly. Concealability, I'm giving this a 1. Obviously, you can't conceal this. This is heavy. This is a heavy gun. It is 9 pounds empty, 10.5 full with bird shot. So it's only going to get heavier with slugs and buck. So you're not going to be able to hide this gun. Therefore, it gets a 1. Maneuverability, it gets an 8. Now, that's because it's heavy. It's real short barreled, so you're able to go from room to room, no problems, but because of the weight and the height of it, it's really high up. Now this weight, that's a problem whenever you have to swing on someone that you know is hiding down in a corner, or you're checking your corners or something like that, and you got to swing that gun. It's heavy, so be prepared. So the maneuverability gets an 8. Recoil, this is a 7. Now, bear with me on it because it's a shotgun, it's a short-barreled shotgun, and it's a 12 gauge, and it also depends on what rounds you put through it. That depends on the recoil. So I'm giving this a 7, all because due to the gas piston system that they put inside of this gun. It is absolutely amazing, and I'm surprised that a whole lot of other shotguns don't really go with this. If everything was gas piston, I'd be super for it. But therefore, recoil gets a 7. Practicality. If you use this for its intended purpose of clearing your house, you have a home intruder, this is the gun you go for. This gets a 9. Like, this is something you take out to the range and you go bust out some shotgun shells with it. You practice with it doing target transitions. Find a range that you can do that and practice that on. This is the gun for that. This is the gun for clearing your house. Practicality, this is a 9. This is going to be my go-to if somebody breaks in. Now, options. It's a 5. It's middle of the road for options. You can't get it in any other color. It is 100% ambidextrous though. You can swap the ejection port and the charging handle around if you're a lefty, and that's why I'm giving it a 5, and that's absolutely amazing. So modification, I'm giving it a 3 for now. It's not a big aftermarket community for this. I don't even think there is one yet. So you can throw a suppressor and an optic on top, which is great. I mean, it's a shotgun. You don't really need an optic other than just a red dot. The suppressors only make 1 for it, so that's why it's got such a low score on that. Affordability. MSRP on this is $1,400. After tax, you're looking at probably $1,500 or a little bit higher. My website's a little bit cheaper. I'll leave a link for that in the description down below, but affordability, I'm going to give it a 5. $1,500 is a lot to ask for somebody to spend on a shotgun that's short barreled and meant to clear your house when you can buy a Mossberg Shockwave for $400, and those things are highly modifiable. So you can change that to your liking. This is exactly what you get, but it's still an amazing gun. The next one is Design Aesthetics. This is, for me, it's a 10. This is an amazing, gorgeous looking gun. Looks like something straight out of Halo or Starship Troopers. It looks incredibly futuristic. The design is amazing. I love what IWI did with this. So the total score is 63 out of 100. Now, this is still an amazing gun. I absolutely love it. Don't get the score confused or anything like that. For a shotgun for home defense, it's absolutely amazing for what it is, and it always will be. So, see how fast I can go through all 16 rounds, Hank. All right, here we go.